the fact that JD Vance defended himself against two women, now he's anti-women. You know what? There's a lot of strong women in my life. My mother was a strong woman, my grandmother. My mother's mother was a strong woman. They were independent. They started their own businesses. My mother-in-law is a strong woman. My wife's a strong woman. Our daughters are strong women. I'm sick of this crap. This is left-wing pablum. Here's why they're upset. They have spent, since the Republican convention, day in and day out trying to destroy this man's character, trying to recreate him into a fiction, because that's what they do, no matter who the Republican is. You can go all the way back to Goldwater, all the way up to now, and even before Goldwater. They don't want to run against real human beings. They don't want to run against people who have different ideas. They want to run against caricatures that they create, whether it's Trump, whether it's JD Vance. So this whole thing about JD Vance has been a lie. He's compassionate. He's thoughtful. He likes women. He's got ideas. He thinks outside the box. He's trying to create solutions. He doesn't have fangs. He doesn't have a tail. He's not the devil. He speaks in complete sentences. And so they're very upset. So that whole narrative that they created for JD Vance has been exposed. That's why they're angry. That's why they're upset. Go.
JD Vance made the unprecedented move of pushing back against the fact-checking of the moderators, which is what many berated Donald Trump for failing to do during his presidential debate. Many commentators applauded this, with this commentator saying, "Just now, CBS moderators fact-checked JD Vance and refused to let him fully respond and eventually cut his mic." But this MSNBC host had a different take, accusing JD Vance of mansplaining the all-female moderators.
Like muting powers. And I actually think if you're a woman, that might be the worst moment JD Vance had, because he was going to mansplain right over that mute button.
Hey, first of all, this particular woman is particularly repulsive. She's a never-Trumper. She was a Republican. Now I think she's a Democrat. She was anti-media. Then she dates somebody in the media, and go on and on and on. These are fools. Go ahead.
He was, and again, I don't pretend to know how everyone will react to this. I think that a lot of women in positions of authority that should command respect just by virtue of that dynamic.
So in other words, the fact that JD Vance defended himself against two women, now he's anti-women. You know what? There's a lot of strong women in my life. My mother was a strong woman, my grandmother. My mother's mother was a strong woman. They were independent. They started their own businesses. My mother-in-law is a strong woman. My wife's a strong woman. Our daughters are strong women. I'm sick of this crap. This is left-wing pablum. You want to be treated with equality? Then act like it. Don't pull the woman card. Don't pull the race card. Don't pull any card. The fact of the matter is these two people were out of line. They were repulsive. They had their hand on the scale. Everybody saw it, just like we did with ABC. And when we criticized not only the woman moderator at ABC, but the man, what were we then? What were we then? Oh. So they try everything like they can, like left-wing politicians. Pull the card from the bottom of the deck. He's not anti-woman. You're anti-woman because you support Harris, who opposes women in sports. You're anti-women because you say nothing about the slave activity, the sexual slavery of women on the southern border. You must be okay with it because you still support Harris and Biden. We don't need lectures from you or people like you about women. Go.
MSNBC's Jen Psaki also came out against Walz, saying Vance seemed reasonable and Walz was missing magic.
Look, I felt that if you're sitting at home and you were watching and you were not fact-checking and you weren't familiar with what JD Vance had said previously or what Donald Trump stood for, he seemed at many moments to be reasonable. Yeah. And that was clearly a change in tone. And I know you all were talking about the strategic shift there. That was interesting to watch. Watching Tim Walz, what I thought about was when he emerged onto the scene, we all probably interviewed him 5 times during Veep Stakes. He propelled himself single-handedly into Veep Stakes, right? He became the running mate because of their chemistry, but also because he was so effective at connecting people authentically and organically on television. He's been absent. I think that's a huge mistake to hold him back and not put him out there.
Meaning he hasn't been on the media.
He hasn't been out in the media for a while. He's been absent. I do think that's a missed opportunity. But tonight, I felt like he was spending a lot of time in the first half or 2/3 proving he read the briefing materials.
ABC's Lindsay Davis slammed Walz with a major insult, likening his performance to Joe Biden's debate performance against Trump.
It kind of reminded me of the June 27th debate when Kamala Harris that night said of Joe Biden, it was a slow start but a strong finish. And that's how I felt that Tim Walz kind of did tonight.
Now, what's hilarious about this in particular is I remember her, I guess him too. These are the two ABC goofballs, at least she is, who screwed up the other debate. And now they're critiquing this debate. But they're all pretty much getting it right. Go ahead.
A lot about this debate tonight was weird. There were uncomfortable, cringy moments, but overall, I think my takeaway was something that Reince Priebus said on the outset, which was that JD Vance needed to come away as that humble, likable guy from Hillbilly Elegy. It seemed like he did perhaps get some points in that area.
But not everyone on the left was ready to admit defeat. MSNBC's Nicole Wallace had an epic meltdown over JD Vance.
It's the audacity. I agree with you that we're in year 9.
Stop a second. The lady on the right was part of the Biden-Harris campaign. The lady on the right worked for Kamala Harris. The lady on the right quit working for the Vice President Kamala Harris because of Kamala Harris's abuses. The lady on the left worked in the McCain campaign. The lady on the left sabotaged Sarah Palin. She was her prep coach for some interview or something or other, and then went behind the scenes and was leaking against her. The lady on the left jumped ship, became a grifter, another Trumper, switched parties, Nicole Wallace. So it's important to know who these people are. Go ahead.
And no one knows how to cover the audacity. The audacity, is it someone should have said, stop it, stop. Are you effing kidding me? And they should have dropped that F-bomb, right? I mean, they should have just, this is a debate. This may be the only chance people have to see the difference.
Did you understand what she said? I didn't understand a damn thing that she was mumbling out of her mouth. There's the media.
For all this and much more, sign up for Levin TV.